Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will be learning one of the concept from Unit 3, Return to Scale. So the difference between variable factor and fixed factor will exist only in the short run. In the short run, some factors are variable and some are fixed. So this difference is there only in the short period, because the period is so short they cannot go for the new building or new machinery. So you will find some factors are fixed and some factors are variable. But in long run, all factors will become variable. The firms can increase the production by changing all the factors in the same proportion. Suppose the firm wants to produce more, the firm can construct the new building, can go for the new machinery. So it means all the factors will become variable in the long run. So the firm can increase or decrease the factors of production as per the requirement. If the firm wants to produce more, the firm can increase the factors of production in the same proportion. When all factor inputs are increased in the same proportion, then the output will increase in three forms. The first one is increasing return to scale. Increasing return to scale. Second one, constant return to scale. Third one, diminishing returns to scale. When we increase all the factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, in the same proportion, we will get in the beginning, that is increasing return to scale means the production increases very fast, more than the increase in the output. That is called as the increasing return to scale. And afterwards, when you increase the land, labor in the same proportion, you will get also production in the same proportion. That is, it is increasing at constant rate. Then it is increasing slowly. That is increasing at diminishing rate. That is diminishing return to scale. First it increases fast, then it remains same, then it slowly increasing. So there are three return to scale: increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, diminishing return to scale. One schedule you have to write. For example, you take capital, labor, total product, marginal product. Suppose you are taking 1 unit of capital and 2 unit of labor. Suppose the total product is 100. What is the marginal product? 100 minus 0, so you will get 100. Suppose 2 unit of labor. When you double the capital, you have to double the labor also. That is 4 unit of labor. Suppose you are getting the production. First it is increasing fast. When you double, you get more than the double of it. So 300. So what is the marginal product? 300 minus 100. You will get 200. Third unit of capital. Then 6. Because you have to keep the factor proportion 1:2. 1:2. 1:2. The same. So that is when that is the 3 units of capital and 6 units of labor is used. Suppose the total product is 600. What is the marginal product? 600 minus 300. You will get 300. Fourth unit of capital and 8 units of labor. So you will get the production 1000. Suppose. What is the marginal product? 1000 minus 600. One example you have to write. Now fifth unit of capital and 10 units of labor. That gives the production, suppose 1400. What is the marginal product? 1400 minus 1000, you will get 400. 6 units of labor and 12 units of capital. Suppose you are getting 1700. So 1700 minus 1400, you will get 300. 7 unit of capital and 14 units of labor. Suppose the total production is 1900. What is the marginal product? That is 1900 minus 1700, 200. 8 unit of capital and 16 units of labor gives 2000 production. So marginal product is 100. 2000 minus 1900. So the total product in the beginning it increases fast. So that is called as the increasing return to scale. This is the first stage. Increasing return to scale. Increasing return to scale. Then this is a second stage. 4 and 4, second stage, that is constant return. Constant return to scale. This is a third stage. That is diminishing returns. Diminishing returns to scale. So now that is how to write the schedule. So that is, you write capital 1 to 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 clue I am giving. Then you can take labor also 1 and you can write 1 to 8, or if you are taking 2, that is the 2 table, 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16. Then the total product you don't write. You start with marginal product 100, 200, 300, 400, 400. You go on increasing by 100. Then the 400, when you reach the same, once again you write. Then you go on decreasing by 100, 300, 200. Then you come to the total product 100, 100. 100 plus 200, 300. 300 plus 300, 600. 600 plus 400, 1000. 1000 plus 400, 1400. 1400 plus 300, 1700. 1700 plus 200, 1900. Then 100, 2000. So this is the way you have to remember the schedule. So now in first stage, that marginal product is increasing 100, 200, 300. So that is the increasing return to scale. Then this 400, 400 remains same. That is the constant return. Then decreasing, 300, 200. That is the third stage, diminishing return. Then after this, you have to explain the stage. First stage, second stage, third stage. So the first stage, it is a stage of increasing return to scale. In this case, the output is more than double. When you double the input, you get more than the double of the output. So in the table, that is the first stage, the units of labor and capital are double, but output is more than double. It should be 100, 200, no? But you are getting 300. Here 300, you are getting 600. So it is more than double. So in this stage, marginal product goes on increasing, and that is called as increasing return to scale. The second stage, it is known as constant return to scale. So here the output increases in the same proportion. When you double the input, we get double of the output. So the marginal product remains same, and this is known as constant return to scale. When you increase labor and capital 2 times, you will get the output also 2 times. So that is when you double the input, you get double of the output, and that is called as constant return to scale. Then the third stage, it is known as diminishing return. When you double the input, we get less than the double of output. Suppose when you use double the labor and capital, you are not getting the double of the output, you are getting less than that. In this case, marginal product goes on decreasing. That is called as diminishing return to scale. Then you have to show this with the help of diagram. Yes, return to scale. First you have to mark the axis, and this is AMP, and here factors of production, means we have taken capital and labor together, factors of production. That is, you have to show it on x-axis. So now the marginal product, in the beginning it is increasing, then it remains constant, then it diminishes. This is our MP curve. So that is the first stage, ends where the marginal product stop increasing, and the second stage, this is a constant, and this is the third. This is the first stage, it is the increasing returns. Here are the returns are increasing. Second stage, it is a stage of constant returns, and this is the third stage, that is diminishing return. So these are the three stages. First stage, increasing return, marginal product goes on increasing, then it remains constant. Second stage, constant return, and it comes down, decreases. That is the third stage, diminishing return. So you have to write the factors of production. It is shown on x-axis, and marginal product, it is shown on y-axis. In the first stage, MP rises, this indicates increasing return, and the second stage MP remains same, that indicates constant return, and the third stage MP falls, that is indicates diminishing return. So this is all regard to the return to scale. So what is the difference between law of variable proportion and return to scale? In the law of variable proportion, there are three stages: increasing return, diminishing return, and negative return. Here there are three stages: increasing, constant, and diminishing. And this is a concept related to the long run, and law of variable concept, it is related to the short run. So this is all about the return to scale. Thank you.